Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here on ZSN. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers and the roster going into 2025. And also, we're going to talk about the Lakers going into training camp and the expectations out of our new signees when it comes to DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRivia, and the list goes on about the expectations about the potential players. I don't know, getting some more opportunities in the rotation and possibly somebody who could potentially start for the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes all said and done. So I'm going to give you guys all my thoughts and my opinions about the Lakers and their expectations going to training camp and just in general in the upcoming season, which is just a couple of weeks away when it comes to, you know, Lakers basketball coming back to us very, very soon. So I'm going to break down everything about on this video for the Lakers. But before anything, like always, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Instagram, X, all those great social media stuff, guys. I'm also on TikTok and Threads as well. The links will be in the description of this video so you guys can check me out on social media. And of course, guys, subscribe to the channel. And guys, like I said, Lakers basketball is coming back. And obviously we're going to bring back the Lakers post-game show on ZSN on YouTube. So please stay in the know. Hit that notification bell for every Lakers game. I will be going live for post-game show analysis for every Lakers game, especially now when it comes to expectations of winning championships on the minds of JJ Redick and the rest of the team, and everything across the board with our new guys joining the Lakers from DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, and Jake LaRivia, and all those guys going into this upcoming season when it comes to expectations. So stay in the know, hit that notification bell, and be part of the Lakers post-game shows going into this upcoming season. I really can't wait to talk about Lakers basketball again, so really can't wait. So, guys, let's just get right into the Lakers and their roster going into training camp and the expectations when it comes to certain rotational players getting opportunities and possibly, potential roster like rotational moves when it comes to starting lineups and bench role players when it comes all said and done. So, but let me be very clear when it comes to the starting lineups. I still think that the starting lineups will still be the same old, starters that were, implemented going into this upcoming season. That is, Luka being in the starting lineup, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Ayton. I still think that's still the plan going into this upcoming season when it comes all said and done. And then when it comes to the rotational players, the bench role players, which I think personally is more improved than it was last season. There's no doubt about it. There's some more added defensive players going into this upcoming season. Obviously, with Marcus Smart added addition to the Lakers roster, and him potentially being part of the bench role, along with Jake LaRivia and Jared Vanderbilt, and obviously the return of Jackson Hayes, and also Gabe Vincent being part of that potential rotation. And then you have the reserve players, which obviously they're gonna have some opportunities here and there, and some of our players from the two-way contract area. Obviously, you have when it comes to the rotational players with Dalton Connect, Bronny James, our new draftee, and Adu Thiero, and potentially we will see possibly a full season, hopefully, from Maxi Kleber when it comes all said and done, part of the rotational role players. When it comes to all said and done, we'll see how he shows up in training camp and possibly in preseason. There's no doubt about it. We're going to see him how he plays in preseason, no doubt about it. And then when it comes to the two-way contract guys, I mean, most likely we could potentially see either Christian Coloco being in, as part of the rotation, obviously, and seeing more of in the NBA season than most of the two-way contract guys. Like I know recently the Lakers brought in Nick Smith Jr., so he could potentially be part of that type of rotation, or jumping from the G League to the Lakers in the NBA season. So we could expect both of those guys going into those potential mix as well, more likely than the rest of the other two-way contract guys that the Lakers did sign a couple of days ago. So that's just my own personal opinion when it comes to that type of theory, what JJ Redick wants to do when it comes to bringing in some guys from the potential of the potential rotational players going into this upcoming season when it comes all said and done. So having said all that, guys, I mean, it is something that the Lakers are potentially, expectation wise, this is the roster. This is the roster, what we're going to see from this Lakers team going into this upcoming season. There could be some roster moves, potentially. I don't think it's going to happen real soon, possibly once the December 15th deadline, when every player is available for trades, and then the February trade deadline in 2026 is the possibility of potentially the Lakers going the potential route of that. If somehow the team is still not living up to expectations and they want to win a championship, like they said, a couple days ago with JJ Redick or Rob Pelinka, and even in the media day, the expectation is that they want to win a championship. So, and especially with Rob wanting LeBron and Luka winning a championship together. So, if nothing goes well in the beginning of the season, we could potentially see a trade happen. And like Rob said, he is not afraid to pull the trigger on a trade if that means they're going to win a championship this year. So it's still a possibility. It still is. So, but guys, when it comes to training camp, there's no doubt about it. Everybody's going to be fighting for a potential role on the team, and potentially, you never know. Some players could amaze JJ Redick in their skill sets and say, hey, you know what? You played so well in training camp and also in preseason. You deserve a starting role, because the other guy did not show up and, put up some expectational type of, results for a starting role. So even though I said in the beginning of this video, I mean, there's no doubt about it. We will see the potential lineup in play in the starting lineup. Luka, Austin Reeves, LeBron, Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Ayton when it comes all said and done. But guys, I have to say the most weakest, what I mean by weakest, I don't mean it by like a player weakness type of standpoint. I think out of the potential roles on the starting lineup that could be in jeopardy for a specific player, and that is Rui Hachimura. I still think Rui Hachimura will bring great shooting to the table, and obviously is that type of size that we are obviously want to see in the starting lineup when it comes to bringing size to the table in the starting lineup. But, guys, if somebody like a Marcus Smart, shows out in training camp, and possibly if he plays a preseason game and shows his defensive abilities that we once saw during his times with the Boston Celtics, I mean, they could obviously help out the Lakers in the starting lineup when it comes to adding on some good defensive efficiency in the rotation, especially in the starting lineup. Even though DeAndre Ayton, there's a lot of eyes being drawn to him when it comes to potentially him getting opportunities and obviously playing great for us defensively. And if he wants to get paid, he has to show up this upcoming season. So have the critics basically shut them all down when it comes to their criticisms about him. So there's no doubt about it. I mean, there's all eyes on DeAndre Ayton, but Rui Hachimura is, I don't want to say he's on the hot seat, but, because it's just the preseason and, obviously training camp. So there's expectations that he is going to be starting. And there's 99.9% that he will be. But you never know. Things may change. especially how JJ and Rob Pelinka has been raving about not just Marcus Smart, but Jake LaRivia. You never know, guys. He could potentially amaze us all. I said in my live stream yesterday on Media Day. I mentioned that the sleeper that we're all sleeping on is Jake LaRivia. You never know, guys. With the ravings and the love and what analytics are saying about Jake LaRivia, they're saying that he is the sleeper. He could be the guy that the Lakers have as a gem that could potentially amaze us all when it comes to his abilities and what he can bring to the table for us. Even though, I still question his defense, but even though he said a couple of months ago that he takes pride in his defensive abilities and he's been practicing and, been training of how to play better defensively. So you never know, guys. I mean, there's a lot of expectations about certain players having bigger roles on the team, maybe potentially starting, that we could say maybe they're deserving for it. That's why tryouts do happen when it comes to preseason, which is obviously I will be going live for when it comes to certain players showing up and showing out, and somehow if they are deserving of a starting role or maybe just having a bigger role on the rotational side of things, possibly being the sixth man coming off the bench, because technically the sixth man, in my opinion, will be Marcus Smart. But you never know. Maybe Jake LaRivia will get that role, or maybe possibly somebody else. But at this moment, so far it's just Marcus Smart at this point. But if things change and JJ Redick wants to change up the starting lineup going into this upcoming season to start the opener, it could be Rui Hachimura coming off the bench being the number one option for us, or it could be the other way around. Maybe Austin Reeves. I mean, there's a lot of things that could go not in our favor, or maybe possibly for a good way or a bad way that may not go what we expected, but maybe it's for the better for the team, and maybe it'll help us win games that way. You never know. So guys, there's just a lot of expectations, lots of obvious type of things that may occur that we've been hearing in the rumor mill when it comes to Lakers news and all that there could be a possibility that somehow we can see a whole different type of rotational players that will, especially starting roles, that will be different. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to when it comes to what the expectations going into training camp, players showing out, and if they do, rightfully so, they deserve a potential big boost to the rotation, maybe get some more minutes. That will help us defensively or possibly shooting wise. You never know. So, and like I said, guys, when it comes to trades, I think a trade will happen, maybe not soon, but maybe, like I said, after December 15th, or possibly at the trade deadline in February of 2026. So if things don't go well and not going according to plan, and somehow the Lakers will just make a move then. But at this point, this is our roster, including the two-way contract guys with Christian Coloco and Nick Smith Jr. So it is something that obviously the Lakers will potentially do. So I also almost forgot about our reserve players in Bronny James and Dalton Connect and Duke Theoro and Maxi Kleba as well. So, and guys, technically the Lakers do have a 14-man roster. So just add on Christian Coloco as that fifth roster spot, because I don't think the Lakers will sign anybody because they're so close on the first team apron. So it is a bit risky for them to sign somebody. They're like 1 million away from reaching the first team apron. So they can't do anything, unfortunately. So, but maybe some roster moves will happen and they will possibly add on some pieces then. But, long ways away for us to think about that. But obviously, when you talk about our reserve players, Dalton Connect, I really think this will be his moment. You never know. If he shows up in training camp and balls out in preseason compared to how he didn't ball out during the summer league, it could be a possibility for him that he will show out in the preseason games. And you never know, maybe he will get a bump into the rotation, possibly be part in the bench role, and somehow Gabe Vincent gets a demotion or something, because I still think, guys, we need to trade him. We need to trade him. He doesn't fit the team. He doesn't fit the mold. We do need another shooting guard, and I think Dalton Knecht can fill in that role behind Austin Reeves if he is starting for the Los Angeles Lakers in going into this upcoming season, which there's a guaranteed chance that he is. But if somehow the chemistry between Luka and him doesn't work out, he could potentially come off the bench, and maybe that's how we will get possibly Marcus Smart into the rotation, with Rui still being in the starting lineup. I should have mentioned that in the beginning, but it just came to me when it comes to the certain rotation and players not living up to expectations. So, but Dalton Knecht, if he shows up and balls out, you never know. He could potentially fill in the role for Gabe Vincent to bring in some size into things when it comes to the bench role that will fit well next to, Jake LaRivia and Marcus Smart, if that is the bench role rotation. So, but then you have Adou Thiero. As we heard, I forgot to mention this in my live stream last night on Media Day, is that Adou Thiero is still dealing with some injury issues. So we could potentially not see him in preseason, which kind of sucks. I really want to see what he's made of and what is his expectations going into this, that we could see from him going into this upcoming season. So it's a bit of a question mark about him and how he will be a big part of this team. Like I said, I'm not too worried because, this will be his first year. He's a rookie, so it's not anything that we should rely on when it comes to expectations. That we obviously need him, type of desperatity, or I don't know if that's a word or not, but if Lakers are desperate enough and they need Adou Thiero to show up and ball out, it's going to be a really a panic mode type situation if they are going to rely on a rookie like that. So, like they did with Dalton Knecht, I believe in the beginning of the season, before we got Luka and all that. But I just hope we don't see that type of same scenario if something do happen, God forbid, injuries or anything like that, that we have to rely on a rookie who's dealing with an injury himself. That's why I kind of hope that maybe Maxi Kleber will show what he's made of, with him now being healthy and all. So it's just remains to be seen of how our reserve players will have their big impact when it comes to the rotations. Like I said, my eyes are on Dalton Knecht when it comes to his expectations for sure. Not just the guys that we signed as well, but also Dalton Knecht. Even Bronny James. Bronny James balled out, in Summer League. And he lived up to those expectations, how he played in Summer League. So maybe he will have a bigger role. You never know. Maybe he'll show up in preseason. He will ball out then, and maybe he will get some minutes here and there. I don't think he'll, take away possibly Marcus Smart or, his minutes or anything. But when it comes all said and done, if he shows up, maybe he will replace Gabe Vincent. You never know. So there's some expectations of his second year with Bronny James. But I still think he's still in development. And somehow we will see more out of him when it comes to potential improvements in his game. And you never know. Maybe he'll play a couple of games with the South Bay Lakers, develop in that type of area. But you never know. We'll see how he plays in his second year. Lots of optimism when it comes to his expectations out of him, when it comes to his second year with the Los Angeles Lakers. So, and other than that, guys, the two-way contract guys, they will just play anytime the Lakers do need them. When it comes to maybe possibly center position or with Nick Smith Jr. at the guard position. But, I think the Lakers are already loaded enough with the guard position. But, we just have to wait and see what JJ Redick wants within the rotation and players that we do need if injuries do occur and all that. So, but yeah, guys, that's my thoughts and my opinions when it comes to the Lakers and their expectations going into this upcoming season and training camp, who will ball out and wants to, get a bigger role on the team and everything like that. And guys, I really want to know your thoughts and your opinions about this. Do you guys expect potential roster changes when it comes to potential different starting lineup, or maybe a player getting more opportunities than the other? Or do you guys think that, judging by what you're seeing on your screen, that this will be the roster and the rotations going into this upcoming season. Like I said, I still think that this will be the roster. This will be the rotation players and the starting lineups and the reserves and everything like that going into this upcoming season. I really think so. So, but anything could happen. Maybe Dalton Connect will ball out in preseason and average 20 points per game, and somehow Gabe Vincent is just not the type of rotational guys that JJ Redick wants, but sees a lot of good improvement from Dalton Connect. Maybe he'll get inserted into the bench role position behind Austin Reeves. You never know. So, there's those type of scenarios, and you never know. Maybe like Jake LaRivia, maybe he balls out in preseason, or maybe and somehow gets a starting role because of how he's been so raved about when it comes to JJ Redick wanting to coach Jake LaRivia, and the appreciation what he's getting received from Rob Pelinka and his work ethic, that how impressed he is with JJ Redick. With Jake LaRivia and his work ethic. So. Other than that, I mean, everything, guys. I really want to know your thoughts and your opinions about this Lakers team. I really want to know about it and the rotations and starters and bench roles. I mean, everything. I really want to know your guys' thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and guys, please make sure to hit that notification bell. The return of ZSN post-game show is coming back very soon once the NBA season begins and Lakers basketball is back. So follow me all across social media. The links will be in the description of this video, and I'll see you all in the next video and the next live stream coming very soon. So thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there. And also, if you guys are listening to this on any podcast distribution on ZSN, thank you for listening. And if you haven't yet, go watch the video. It's basically the same thing what you've been listening, only you can just watch it and see the rosters, that I mentioned in the video. So, go check it out. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there. Oh, yeah.